pallet load of 500-pound bombs on the base, drove it down next to Air Force One, parked on a tarmac, and booby-trapped it. And then somebody got curious about it, and EOD went down and found the booby trap, but they missed the second one. So when they went and jumped in the cab, it would have detonated, and Air Force One would have gone down the runway looking like crumpled plane. So it was just, you know, and just playing Chester, child molester, just getting them upset where everybody was running. When we did any installation, we would just do a penetration and see who reacts. And then, so they were small hits, and every night or every hit got a little harder, a little deeper. And, you know, we'd go to a back gate and put our lock on it. So if they caught us, we'd race for the back gate, you know, and they have a smile on their face saying, "You're not getting out that back gate." Well, we had our own, we done lock, and then they couldn't get out without lock cutters to cut and chase us. So it was just a program that embarrassed a lot of people, and they took it the wrong way. I mean, rather than saying, we need to tighten up and fix these things, they felt it was unfair to do those, to highlight those kind of things. And then the Navy was paying about $3 million a year to fly us everywhere, and our equipment and our explosives and all that stuff. But so eventually it reduced itself to almost a staff operation, and not the physical, here's the picture, what's going on, here's what you could have done. So that's disappeared. So the bad guys can do whatever they want now. Well, the next president is going to have more problems than he can think of just after this administration for double hit. But more, and just look at ISIL, ISIS, the fact that they've now mastered the media, you know, they're getting into cyber warfare. So you end up with, you know, not are we going to be hit, but how fast are we going to be hit? And it's just very easy. Red Cell is a living proof. It's easy being a bad guy. If you're standing, you know, if you're alert and standing by, I will get a cold beer and come back when you're arrested. Because security is boring. Nothing's happening, it's boring. So, this, you know, whoever the next president is, whether you want to worry just about ISIL or ISIS, I mean, there's going to be an outgrowth. There is an outgrowth. We're bringing, I think that we're misusing special forces, SOCOM, in its entirety, and that we're doing all these direct action missions, and special operations is a lot more than just direct action missions. So you have a lot of counterintelligence, you have a lot of training, and there's a lot of stuff that just takes time. That's not as exciting to watch. So you don't make as many TV shows and movies, or write as many books. But because the people are so well trained, they can respond in a hurry. So you get more bang for the buck by deploying special operations forces. That's fine, except they're getting worn down too. And they have to go back-to-back operations. And they're operations that aren't as challenging, so they don't focus as hard, but they're just as dangerous. A bullet's a bullet's a bullet, you know? I guess a good way to put it is SEAL Team 6, DEVGRU. Back-to-back operations. They come home, drop off socks and jocks, shake them up. They know when they're going to go into another training cycle to go back out again. Well, with that kind of cycle and the fact that you don't know when a real world event's going to come down or something else where you're needed, the troops get worn down. And they get worn down doing puss-nuts operations that you know, a good Marine company could do, a good good Ranger company could do. You don't have to have these guys that are high profile, big bucks, doing everything. So there's this tendency to misuse that. Part of what I was alluding to is that because they do this cycle, they don't have the time to go back and do their basic training again. So you end up, whether it's jumping or diving or shooting or blasting, you naturally have bad habits. An example of just, if you take Iraq and Afghanistan, everybody's used to doing GPS. So that no one looks at maps/charts, counts ridge. Nobody counts paces anymore to figure how far they've gone because they're spoiled with that Toys R Us. Well, if somebody knocks the data off the bird, if you can't launch the UAV anymore for better eyes, you have to go back to basics. And that's what they're missing. They're not doing it in diving. In fact, they do very little diving in that part of the world. And then, you end up with sloppy habits. And communications today, I mean, you're down in DEVGRU, and you can actually get on the radio and talk. If you're in Afghanistan, I can talk to you direct and find out what's working, what's not working, what equipment should I bring, what are you running out of. I mean, it's not like in the old days where it was an after-action report that nobody damn read and went in somebody's library. So you have that, and the people, of course, are getting ready to go back, want to know what's going down and what they're ready to do. But again, they stop counting rounds that are going out. They're all into all the techie gadgets, and based on what they're using the most of. So you got to call timeout somewhere and incrementally get them back in the water. Incrementally get them flying formations with squares, so they all land at the right spot to do the takedown. I mean, all those things are skills that you probably can get away with it, but it's not going to be sharp. So the next president's got to not misuse spec ops and start using them, though, earlier in the game in terms of looking at where the damage is. I guess overall, our policy, we're always fighting the last war. We're not ready to go in there, what's the next war going to be? What do we have to be aware of? I mean, sitting here today, you got North Korea. They just developed another motor that can go on their rocket that can bring a nuclear weapon on the United States. We don't be worried about that. We don't know beans about North Korea. It's a dark hole. Yet their new leader is a young leader that has to do something just because he's the leader. Otherwise, the military is going to take him over. Now, he's been assassinating uncles and kinfolk and generals that have not followed his beat. But it's only a matter of time that he's going to have to demonstrate that he is a leader like his dad and his granddad. And he hasn't done that yet. You got Pakistan, India have capabilities. Somebody tap dancing on one side of the border could cause one to go up. Israel has one. We're letting Iran build one. Saudi wants to buy one. ISIL wants to buy one, and they've been. I mean, just look at the latest hit in Paris and Belgium. where they were tracking down a